Well, well, well. Looks like Diddy's infamous little black book might need a health warning. Because after years of rumors and talk about what allegedly went down behind closed doors with men, women, and apparently anyone unlucky enough to make the guest list, a prison insider is now claiming that Diddy's HIV report has been leaked. And suddenly, all those old stories are hitting a little differently. It's just too much going on. That's unnecessary. I just can't do it all, you know. But here's where it gets really nasty. Diddy's medical business may not be his business alone anymore. Other inmates are now being mentioned. And if you know even half of the stories that have followed this man over the years, you already know why people are connecting some very uncomfortable dots.
Not enough you got Diddy around here passing out herpes, but you have inmates who are in prison who knows that they're HIV positive or they have full-blown AIDS, and they have made a pact. When they get out, they're going to infect as many people as possible. See, this is why a lot of y'all that have been going to the parties, man, like PD cakes and all that, man, y'all need to go get yourself checked. Or better yet, I bet y'all using that medication that keeps you undetectable, keeps you from passing.
But you have to understand, man, number one, when you're in jail, you have HIV or any STD, they have something called pill call. That means that other inmates see you getting your pills. The nurse knows. You understand what I'm saying? The doctor knows. Well, they don't want this outbreak in their jail. They do warn other people like, hey, this is what certain jail, they have people with communicable diseases off in a whole nother pod. It ain't like that in every jail.
And this whole HIV story actually feels a lot less random because those 3 letters have appeared in Diddy's scandal file before. A man suing as John Doe claims he was an aspiring entertainment industry intern back in 2014 when he got the chance to work around Diddy. Back then, getting invited into Diddy's world probably sounded like a golden ticket. Knowing what has been alleged since, however, that invitation has aged like milk. Doe claims he later attended an after-party following a Diddy music shoot where, according to the lawsuit, alcohol and drugs were allegedly everywhere. Because apparently, no Diddy lawsuit is complete without an after-party that sounds like it needed its own warning label. Doe says he only drank alcohol, but after a few drinks, he suddenly started feeling strange and eventually blacked out. He alleges that Diddy sexually assaulted him that night. Months later, Doe says he was tested and learned that he had HIV. Suddenly, this latest headline may seem less random to people following the allegations. Still, it's important to separate allegations in lawsuits from verified medical facts, especially when discussing something as serious and private as HIV status.
There's no such thing as an invite. You either there or you're not.
Okay.
It was not, you want to come with me? It wasn't, you want to come
like a
with?
special card or nothing,
it's just,
none of that.
you either there or you're not. So I seen things. I mean, I seen men on men, girl on girl.
Okay, hold
men,
on.
You know?
You're in the room. Diddy's in the room?
Yes, I seen that too.
Okay. And how many people are actually having sexual relations in one room at a time?
But that varies.
What's the most number of people you've seen having sex in a room at one time?
6.
6 people. Is Diddy one of them?
Yes.
Okay. Was it heterosexual?
It was diabolical.
Meaning?
I seen Diddy. This ain't my first time seeing Diddy doing things with a man in my face.
What was he doing?
I never seen Diddy have sex with a man. I seen Diddy doing things that I always kind of was like, whoa, my bad. And he'll be doing kissing and rubbing.
Wait, you've seen Diddy kiss a man?
I definitely seen Diddy kiss a man. I walked into the room and seen Diddy kiss him. Powerful.
Okay. You say who that is?
That what? I can't. Yeah.
Someone...
Because that person is still in the music industry and it's a big dog. And
all right. So if you were to say that name, I would know who that is right off top.
Yes, you would.
Is this a openly gay man?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But definitely in that world.
Okay.
He wasn't black.
A white dude?
Yes.
Well, Hold on a second.
Now, this just got interesting. So, who's our mystery white man? Drop your guesses below. Because you know I'm nosy, and you can't throw a blind item like that at me and expect me not to dig. By the way, it's not Clive Davis.
I'm just saying, I walked in the room and I seen Diddy kissing a powerful person who done a lot of things in the music industry since the late 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you saw that?
I was disgusted.
Okay.
That's how I felt. It was uncomfortable to my eyes. My eyes were uncomfortable.
So Diddy kisses this man, and then he looks over at you.
They were tonguing.
They were tonguing that.
Yeah. Even when I walked in, like, oh Lord.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I want to see that again.
All right. So he's tugging the dude down.
Yeah.
You look over
and they
at
was
you.
grabbing each other's, how you say it, crotches.
Okay.
You did.
All right. This is very graphic.
This is facts.
No, I believe you. I believe you. So you're seeing Diddy with his tongue.
Not to cut you off, but how you think I got to shot the Lil Daddy video in the remix in the same day? The moment I seen that, you heard me, I've been pushing Diddy to shoot these videos about 6 months straight. Soon as I was in New York, I walked into the room and seen him kissing the man and then grabbing each other crotches. 3 days later, I'm shooting Lil Daddy video in New Orleans, 2 of them with Lil Wayne too. Make that make sense.
Diddy's lawyers are denying everything. Obviously. I mean, they're Diddy's lawyers. Imagine getting paid just to nod along with every allegation. And these devil's advocates aren't just denying every allegation with his name attached to it. They're also doing everything they can to get their client home a little sooner.
Sean Diddy Combs is pushing to have his prison term cut short. The rap mogul's lawyers took his case to a federal appeals court in New York on Thursday. They say his sentence for a sex-related conviction was too harsh. Jerika Duncan is here with more from those arguments. Jerika, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. A lot to consider here. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers argue a judge wrongfully sentenced their client by considering more serious charges than what he was actually convicted of. They also say it is the most prison time ever given someone convicted of the same charges with a similar criminal history. Now, one of the prosecutors in this case insists that Combs' 4-year, 2-month prison term is below federal sentencing guidelines and in line with similar convictions. Last summer, as many of you remember, a jury cleared Combs of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges. The rapper was convicted of lesser prostitution-related offenses. He had pleaded not guilty to all charges and denied wrongdoing. He's scheduled for release in April of 2028. Nate, this should be interesting. It could take a couple of months before there's a decision. One of the judges in that appeals court saying that this was an exceptionally difficult case.
Like, I got the Free Britney movement, but Free Diddy? Yeah, that might be asking a little too much. But apparently, it's not only the lawyers who are worried about Diddy. Sheree Hayes, better known as The Punisher, who was hired to perform with Cassie at Diddy's parties, thinks Diddy was dealt a pretty harsh hand and basically says he wasn't the monster everyone made him out to be. Now, on one hand, Hayes was actually there, so maybe there's something we don't know. But on the other hand, guys, it's Diddy. I'm not exactly ready to nominate him for sainthood just yet.
The argument his lawyers put before a 3-judge panel as to why he should be released from his 50-month sentence and freed immediately. In a filing, they say his infamous free-off tape showing sexual encounters involving his girlfriends and male sex workers, they argue, were voyeurism and amateur pornography, conduct that's protected by the First Amendment. Here's the twist, though. That wasn't even the main issue in court today. It all came down to this: whether the judge appropriately punished Sean Combs by potentially using evidence and conduct about the crimes he was acquitted of in determining his sentence for the crimes he was convicted of. Remember, Combs was convicted of 2 Mann Act violations, with the jury finding he transported sex workers and his girlfriends across state lines for drug-fueled parties that he dubbed as free-offs. But he was acquitted of the more serious charges of racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking. And it's those charges, the ones the jury said not guilty on, that his attorneys say the judge relied on to hand down a longer sentence. A sentence, they say, goes way past how others have been sentenced in the past.
When I look back to it, it was a very choreographed, kind of streamlined scenario. And there was a lot of focus on the lighting, body positions, and I think I was not aware that I was filmed. I found that after the fact. But I can see where it was definitely something that was set up to be kind of captured in a certain way. So it might be some credence to that.
When you hear the way it's described today, when you hear the way it was described at trial, do you feel like a victim? Do you feel like this was a crime?
So I don't. In terms of my interactions, you know, with all the details coming out, it almost sounds embarrassing to say, but it was something as a guy and interacting with this beautiful woman for thousands of dollars. It was something I was like almost proud of in terms of like bragging rights with the buddies. You know, it was really shocking to me when all of the allegations came out and it became such a bigger thing. But I cannot look back and say any of my interactions because nothing felt uncomfortable in regards to her energy, the energy that I received in interacting that made me feel like anything that, if there was no allegations, it would be something I wouldn't think twice of.
Look, I'm going to get into the law on this in a minute with Mark Garagos. But essentially, generally speaking, the way the argument broke down today is how serious is it?
Honestly, man, I don't think it's serious at all.
Really?
I think everything was overblown. My interactions, you know, as I testified to, I didn't see any signs of distress. And then in the interim, since the trial, I've actually spoke to other guys that were involved in the actions and parts of it, and we all, you know, nothing that I can point blank see as it being anything more than a couple having fun in a kind of kink type of way, but not anything that I could even begin to say that I saw a crime or anything that is warrants these type of charges.
Okay, I'll leave the government, the laws, and the whole "was it fair?" snooze fest to TMZ. What I want to know is, what kind of magic dust does Diddy sprinkle on these people? Because, hello, we've been hearing stories about this man for years. 50 Cent has been roasting him since practically the invention of Wi-Fi. Cassie testified against him. Jaguar has talked enough to fill a 3-disc box set. And she's hardly the only one. Yet somehow, there's always somebody popping up to say, well, Diddy wasn't that bad. Oh, really? Was he a delight? And mark my words, the second this man gets out, somebody will probably be waiting outside with a record deal and a fruit basket. So, what's the secret here? Money, connections, Hollywood amnesia? Because Diddy's reputation has survived more red flags than a clearance rack at Ed Hardy.
Somebody else who knew him for a long time used the word sociopath, and I had not made that connection until they pointed it out to me. And then I was like, oh my God, you don't seem to care about other people being hurt. You don't seem to care about stepping on other people to get what you want. You don't seem to care about lying to people, because there was apparently this sexual quid pro quo, right, that you also see over and over, that this notion of, you know, if you want to be a singer, a rapper, a writer, a producer, somebody in my circle, in the bad boy world, Sean John, whatever, well, you also got to participate in this stuff too. Right? And you got to do both. And if you don't do both, then you can't. So it's this quid pro quo, which is why they're bringing in the businesses in all these lawsuits. But it's sort of this classic entertainment industry thing of like, you know, you gotta please the boss in order to become famous, which is kind of insane. And you also see consistently, he is controlling people's bodies, either by the influence that he has. I could control your career, so if you want to become a star, then you have to do what I want. Or I am physically incapacitating you by giving you drugs, either through drink, quite often through drink, sometimes through smoke, but also through the baby oil. There's times when people are discussing he's putting horse tranquilizer in the baby oil. So when he gets the baby oil on you, this sounds insane.
I can see why some people describe Diddy as a psychopath, but apparently the judge isn't seeing him that way. And while everybody's talking about getting this man home, he reportedly has around 70 civil lawsuits keeping his lawyers very busy. Yes, 70. At this point, Diddy probably sees his lawyers more than his own family. And judges aren't exactly throwing these cases in the trash either. Several claims have been allowed to move forward, which could mean more trials, more settlements, and even more money disappearing into legal fees. And then there's this other lawsuit involving a guest at a Hamptons party. And oh, this one caught my attention.
In the matter of Mercury New York versus Diddy, Judge Bluth has ruled and has allowed the violation of New York's VGM VPL survive against Diddy, whilst other claims have been dismissed. So if a charge survives, that means the case can continue. If all charges are dismissed, and that is good news for Diddy, but that isn't happening in these lawsuits, guys. There is also another lawsuit that I was reading upon, and was pretty interesting because, again, it's a problem. In the matter of Doe, Hampton party guests versus Diddy, Judge Bluth has allowed sexual remained against Diddy only, and he has 20 days now to answer to this. Other claims have been dismissed. The next conference is September 16th. Now, we know that Diddy does not like deadlines. He doesn't like to respond to litigation. He isn't even speaking to his lawyers. The man is in solitary confinement. His prison date has been extended as well, and it's been revealed that he spent 8 to 10 million on litigation as it is anyways, which is still a lot of money. But again, a second civil lawsuit where a judge is allowing charges to survive. Sexual assault at that as well. And the reason why these are important is because he's possibly facing criminal charges in LA. So the district attorney is probably watching these civil cases and watching how other judges, people high ranking other judges, are actually looking at civil litigation and are looking at charges and letting them survive because they've reviewed specific cases. That in itself adds depth, substance and credibility to the conversation that Diddy is a danger to society and that he should be held accountable for his actions.
Okay, so Diddy apparently can't even stay out of trouble in prison. The man has a sentence shorter than a butterfly's lifespan and still somehow managed to squeeze in a fight. His release date had already been cut down, and then, according to reports, Diddy got himself into an altercation and allegedly got his booty handed to him. And just like that, another month was reportedly added to his sentence. Diddy, darling, you had one job: sit there, stay out of trouble, and go home.
Diddy got a booty beating. That said, 1 month has been added to his already reduced time. There you go. He got another slap on the wrist. I wonder how all the crime victims feel about that. Tisa tells, how many times do we know of, anyway, that Sean Combs has broken the rules behind bars? The big man that's used to telling everybody else what to do seemingly can't follow the rules.
Interesting enough, there are 3 times. The first time, something was illegal, I'll just say it, with toilet wine in the Fort Dix.
That just kind of rolled off your tongue. You said toilet wine. It's Pruno. So Diddy's making booze and getting a snoot full behind bars. I think is what you're trying to say. Go ahead.
Yeah. So somebody was making booze and Diddy got a few cups of that and he was caught. Okay, that was the first infraction. While that happened, there was another scandal going on where Diddy was making 3-way calls, which are illegal. You're only allowed to call one person. He was making 3-way calls while he was in Fort Dix. And in the 3-way calls, he was asking someone who he first claimed was his legal team. And then they said, no, they keep us out of it. But he was talking to a woman who he told to bring unmarked bills, I think 200 unmarked bills in a paper bag to Fort Dix. Again, sounds shady and illegal to me. Now, he got slaps on the hand for that, but now we literally escalate to the prison fight. And my sources in Fort Dix says even the prison fight was caused by Diddy breaking the rules. There's no smoking in prison, supposed to be. Diddy was smoking but they sneaked. Diddy was smoking in an enclosed area. That enclosed area and smoking caused the guards to crack down and to do a raid for contraband. In the raid for contraband, the inmate he was fighting with, his phone was actually seized. After that raid, the man went to Diddy and said, what the hell is going on? And that's how this fight actually ensued. Again, infraction on infraction on infraction. And if the reports are true about why the fight started, it does show a pattern that Diddy can't find the rules. I know it's 21 days for the investigation to be completed. They automatically added 30 days onto his sentence because, hello, there needs to be some type of punishment. But Diddy seems to be really, really worried, and his lawyers are rumored to be gearing up to challenge the fact that he might be kicked out of this program that is fast-tracking him out as a result of the fight. And if he is kicked out, then all the good time he's earned will be clawed back. Now, of course, his lawyers are gearing up for a legal challenge. Nobody knows if he'll be kicked out of the program. But there is a chance that he's facing very serious consequences, depending on the severity of the fight, the injuries, and what their investigation.
But our guy is not settling down. Apparently, Diddy got way too used to the party life to just sit quietly in prison. Because guess what? He's reportedly already booked a flight to Miami. I'm not kidding. The man currently sitting in prison, partly because of what allegedly went down around his infamous parties, is apparently already thinking about what comes next. Some people learn lessons. Diddy books flights.
Time served, you take 14 months off. So that's 36 months, right? Which is 3 years. Now, he could potentially get into an RDAP program, which is residential drug program, which could get like 6 months off. So he could get out in maybe 2 years, maybe a year and a half plus house arrest, that type of thing. Okay. It's not totally horrible, but it's less than he was expecting. Now, one of the things that really hurt him in trial was that the prosecutors revealed that he has like bookings scheduled for next week in Miami. Ha! You heard about this?
No.
Yeah. It was confirmed that he had a booking.
Who booked it?
His people did, and I guess it was confirmed.
So they thought he was coming
like a
in.
speaking engagement next week in Miami.
So they thought he was getting out. Now,
and that worked against him. Mathis even said the judges don't like stuff like that. Just assuming you're getting out and so forth. Yeah, you're kind of like laughing in the face of the court.
Okay, but no matter if I'm laughing or not, just charge me with what I'm getting charged with. Like I don't like that. Like just get me for the crime. Don't get me for my attitude. My attitude is my attitude. My personality is my personality.
No, these things.
So now
happen.
it's not about the court. It's about how you feel about me, and you're supposed to be neutral party, right? Because in reality is we've heard this case, right? What we thought the Diddy parties were didn't even be that.
Right.
We thought there was going to be some celebrities. We thought we were about to see
underage kids.
Yeah, we thought we were about to get all the great goodness of Hollywood, and we just got two nasty motherfuckers. Three. Yeah, you got one street whore at this moment in time, or what it ended up being, and you got it's like a Bang Bros. It's like a Bang Bros episode, and he's the producer. Just watching technically.
Well, he's the cuckold. He's the talent, technically.
Yeah.
And judging by Diddy's appetite for Miami, I'm guessing he's finding ways to keep himself entertained in prison too. Maybe a little too entertained because according to an insider, Diddy has apparently been handing out quite the bouquet to his fellow inmates, and that is supposedly what started the fight. And listen, passing somebody a cold because you sneezed in their face is one thing. But allegedly passing around HIV? That's not exactly something you fix with chicken soup and an apology. I need to make this clear. That is the insider's claim, not a confirmed medical fact. But if you're wondering why somebody in prison might be furious enough to swing first, well, there's your alleged motive.
Diddy has landed himself in solitary confinement after getting into a prison fight with another inmate. We're being told that this inmate dissed Diddy. So pushing started, and then there was punches thrown. So I guess the prison guards immediately broke it up.
I hope he at least won the fight.
Well, according to our prison sources, and yes, we have them, Diddy held his own during the fight.
What does that mean, that he didn't lose the fight but didn't win it?
It means he didn't have to go to the hospital ward.
It doesn't sound like he dragged the guy, though. It sounds like he just survived.
But they threw him into the hole. For how long? We cannot say.
Will this affect him getting out? Because he's supposed to get out in February 2028.
Pretty sure, unless they determine that he was attacked. Here's the problem that Diddy has now is that it's happened once. So now
he's a target.
Now there's going to be a bunch of other tough guys lined up because you make a name for yourself.
But Fort Dix doesn't really look like that hard of a prison, right?
Really? How much time do you think you could do at Fort Dix? It doesn't seem that tough.
I'd be all right. Are you kidding? You'd be spit roasted.
They'd be lined up, man. They would be lined up.
You would be a sweet treat in prison.
So yeah, Diddy may already have his eyes on Miami, but maybe let's survive prison first, shall we? Because between the fights, the lawsuits, the alleged HIV report, and inmates supposedly wanting a piece of him, this man has somehow managed to make prison almost as messy as his party years. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe this insider, or is somebody just adding another chapter to the never-ending Diddy horror show? Drop your thoughts below. And Diddy, maybe cancel that Miami flight. Something tells me the welcome home party might be a little awkward.